Hi everybody,
Hi,
Happy New Year.
Hi everybody, Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a very peaceful New
loving,
Year.
happy, joyful.
And we're really ready to start off this new year on the right foot and really moving forward and just getting everything else that we want that we didn't have time to do in 2017 because it went so quickly.
It did.
But really after like 2 years of really implementing all the things that we have, we kind of got together and said, you know what, let's really make this interactive in the way that you're moving right along with us and you're achieving just like we are, because we're using all the things that we have told you about all this time.
And we did our first step that we said we were going to do last week. We had a meeting before today, so yay. Okay, little baby steps, but
And we'll even perfect that soon.
seriously, yeah, it was good. That was
when
good
it's
for us
time,
to be
right?
able to
Everything
plan.
happens in the time that it's supposed to.
Absolutely.
But we're really glad everybody that's joining us is here. And Anne Marie, I'm so glad you're here. Like
We have
here.
studio audience,
Yes,
our
we
friend
have a stu-
Anne Marie.
Yes, we so. So we want to start with focusing on really what you want for this year. What do you really want? Look at what you really want, and then figure out and think a little bit past that. Is that truly what you want?
So as we were planning this, we were really thinking of the Spice Girls. What do you really want?
And we were actually going to do.
We spared you.
Yes,
So
we spared you, and Giuseppe
That was an
refused to
edit.
tape it for us. So
We edited that. So.
yeah, maybe another time. So anyway, so basically, what it boils down to, in order to receive all the things that we really want, we need to understand that there is a power greater than us that exists this universe, and that power and energy is ours whenever we want it, whenever we ask, and whenever we use it properly and for the highest good of everything. And not to sound too much like The Secret, but it's okay because, hey, there's nothing wrong with The Secret.
Right.
But it all has to do with the universal laws. There's 12 of them. And the one that we're going to focus on today, which really gets it started, is the law of attraction. And how we've talked previously about this, you know, how we attract everything that we think about. And we've talked a lot about it, but we've never really set implementing the steps that we used. And that's kind of like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And later on today, you'll be able to go on the website and actually download some sheets just to make it easier for you, just some tips,
Yeah.
Things to follow, what to do. Like, it's going to kind of be like a transcript sort of like today. And
Which we've been wanting to implement for the whole last year, so
and things to look out
Sure,
for
Bobby.
that you may fall into, you know, the habits that you don't want to have, because it's going to offset what you're asking for,
I feel
basically.
like what we've done so far was kind of the 101.
Yeah,
of,
101.
like,
We let you know it's
everything,
out there.
Letting you know it's out there, and that like all the synchronicities, all the different things that you're feeling are very real. And now in this year, we're really going to help you implement and create the action plans that you need to.
And believe, I mean, look, you know what?
Yeah.
I have no regrets about last year, and I will tell you that everything that I wrote down and I journaled and I said that I got. And a few of the things I got, but it wasn't exactly how I expected it to be, but it still wasn't so bad.
Right.
And I set some goals for my business, and it actually happened.
Yep. Me too. And for the first time,
In a way that I couldn't be more grateful
Right.
for.
I actually believed it, and then it happened. So that was pretty cool. That was what we were working on. That was what we were working on, getting involved in doing this show to begin with. So
Right.
it was pretty cool that we both had that advancement in life. Right?
Yeah, no, definitely. So everyone knows we have laws, and I'm not talking about government man-made political laws. These are the universal laws. And they work with the energy and synchronicities that happen from that energy every single day in our lives. And what you'll start to learn by following what we're guiding you through, is that the least amount of resistance that you have for understanding everything happens for a reason, that we are in complete control of our lives through our thoughts, that things will happen easier, and you need to trust, be patient, and these are not easy things. We're going to give you some steps to just be that, because when somebody throws a wrench in our works, we get all frazzled. Well, you know what? Frazzle's over this year.
Yep.
Frazzle's over this year. You know, all right, so at the risk of sounding whatever, New Year's, everybody's like, oh, what'd you do New Year's? What'd you do? Everybody went out. But I said, I went home, I had dinner, and I hung out by myself. I read. I did some crystal things that I didn't have time to do. I watched the ball come down, but I really had a night to do things and catch up on things that I really don't find I have the time to do. Right. And after 61 years, it was my first New Year's Eve that I was alone, and I really enjoyed it. And where normally I'd be like, oh my God, it's New Year's Eve. You know, the New Year's Eve, like the whole psych up to it. The whole time leading up to it, I was like, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do. And whatever the universe has in store for me. And I got to tell you, I got to thank the universe, because I had a really nice New Year's. It was very peaceful. Spoke to all my kids. New Year's Day, I spent it with my kids, went to my niece's. It was her birthday. It was a very peaceful holiday. And I could have preempted it by being stressed that I didn't have someplace to go. I mean, I had places to go. I just didn't want to really go anywhere. I wanted to be home. I didn't want to be out with a bunch of strangers drinking and whatever. It's just not my cup of tea. I did, however, I went to Karen's and I had a wonderful time there for about an hour or two, and we laughed, and Jack made great things. But like, that was enough for me that night to have. But I know so many people premeditate holidays, birthdays, things that are coming. If we just relax and allow things to happen and unfold in their own time, we get the most out of this source of energy that is always happening, that we just kind of step into the whirlwind and think we can take over, and we can't. Because the universe is what it is. It's created everything it is that we have. And if we think that's going to change now and we're going to be in charge, we're not. But we are in charge of what we think, what we want, and if we're going to get it or not.
Yeah.
Trust, patience, and having faith. The minute the first thing happens for you when you start implementing this stuff, I'm telling you that one. And start simple. Don't don't say, I'm going to, well, you could if you want. I'm going to win the lottery on Friday because it's however much the two combined is already. You know, right. I thought about that this morning when I saw it. But start with simple, realistic things. And the minute that first thing happens for you, I'm telling you, the rest of it just happens. And when I wrote my intentions last year, it may have taken weeks, but I'm going to tell you something. The first time I noticed my first real big thing happening, I was like, oh my God, it took about 12 weeks of writing it every day. But guess what? It happened. No sweat off my back, no time wasted. It was a few minutes, sometimes a half an hour, writing down everything I wanted exactly the way I wanted it, and really sure and feeling like I already had it. You know why? Because I really feel that I deserved it. And who shouldn't feel like you deserve something?
And you programmed it in by writing it.
Yes.
You made it believable. So even for the one thing that you said in backing up a little bit, make it believe, or like make it realistic. If it's only not realistic if you don't believe it. So like if you believed wholeheartedly and you were so engaged that you were going to win the lottery, for instance, you actually could manifest that, because
and you feel like you have to feel it. And
right.
This is an important.
And if they don't do what you were doing, that's the part of it, is writing it,
right.
writing every day. That's going to bring that about.
Right. And feeling it is the most important thing of all, and that's because when we feel from the heart center. And the heart center is love. It's the most powerful, highest vibrating energy frequency in the world.
Yep.
And you may be feeling a lot of frustration, a lot of hate, a lot of discouragement, but I'm going to tell you something. I practice this so much, like driving sometimes. Instead of getting angry, somebody cut you off. I'm like, you know what, right now I'm choosing peace. And I'm telling you, in that moment, like, no road rage. If you learn that in any moment you can switch gears and switch thoughts and get to that higher vibration, you'll realize it. So the feeling of love comes from the heart. That is what sends out to the universe what you really want. That is what sets everything in motion and catalyzes the manifestation of what you want. So in simple terms, the universal laws can be described as the dynamic energy movement that you can access and use to your advantage to pretty much do and get whatever it is you want and achieve all the things that you want. And this is something that nobody can take away from you. So this first week, we're going to give you some things to do.
Yep.
And within the week, you should be able to manifest and see how really easily this works. So first, learn to quiet your mind. Maybe start with 2 minutes, 3 minutes, get up to 5. 10 is wonderful. You could do half an hour. You could do whatever you want after that. But try to build up to a minimum of 10 minutes of seeing, thinking, visualizing, and feeling what it is you want as if you already have it.
And that's the meditation we've been talking about all year.
It quiets your mind. It gives your brain the ability to have the power to send out what it is you want, because you're not thinking of all the other things that are going on.
And if you need something, you can either focus on your breath, focus on it coming in and out, do the Om.
Yes. And absolutely begin a visualization and see exactly what you want.
Right.
Next, now you can write it down. Write it down as if you already have what you want, and start with, I am so grateful. Let's say it's you finally found your dream house. It ain't even near what your budget is. But who knows? A job change could bring it to you. Don't doubt. Do not doubt for 1 minute that you're capable of getting the things that you want. And yes, Sean, thank you, and thanks for joining us. Don't forget to be as specific as you can. Write it exactly the way that you want it. Write it down, and write it down every day until it happens. Every day. Close your eyes. See it happening. See it already there. Picture yourself driving up after work, getting home, and there's that house. You're walking in the front door. Visualize what it looks like when you walk into that front door, and who knows, maybe Kim can help you find that dream house.
I would love to do that.
Okay. Okay. And Sean, I was actually getting to that the next step is to see it already manifested as if you already have it, and the more details that you include, the better. If it's your dream house, see yourself pulling up to it. If it's that new job that you want, see yourself doing that job. And here's the thing about that. Let's say you see your dream job, or it's a promotion, and you don't get the promotion, and you get a little disgruntled. But wait a minute, that promotion means you got to move to Alaska, baby. Well, guess what? If you didn't want to move to Alaska, isn't it a good thing that promotion didn't come through? So when something like that happens, do not get discouraged. The first thing you should be saying in your mind is, okay, God's got a better plan. Universe has a better plan. And step right into moving forward and keeping that dream alive. Don't let anything, anybody, any obstacles get in your way from, or get in your way that makes you veer a little bit even off the road you're on and the path you're taking to make your dreams happen. So every day you're going to write it down. Next, feel it. Act like you already have it. all day long. Walk around like you're living in that house and that's where you're going home to. Or every day, walk around like you have that car that you're dreaming about buying. Or the relationship that you want. Visualize yourself out to dinner. Visualize that first kiss if you want. Visualize it. Feel it. Feel it in your bones like you already have it. Be excited. Dance around. Scream. Be an idiot if you want. Well, not an idiot, but go crazy. Don't care about like who's around, who's going to hear you.
Right.
What do you care who's going to hear you if you're driving up to that house that you've been dreaming of? Certainly not caring about what the neighbors are hearing or anything like that. So, all right, so feel it. And here's another important thing about feeling it. If you feel like you already have it, then you're letting the universe know you already have it. If you're feeling like it hasn't happened, then you're telling the universe it hasn't happened, and you're acting like you lack what it is, that you want. Next, be grateful. And all the things I'm telling you are already typed up. We're going to figure out how to get it on the website so you can download it later and like follow it, and it'll make it even more simple. But be grateful for receiving all that you have. Be thankful. Really feel how wonderful it's going to be when you have what it is that you're asking for. And you are asking for it. In the movie The Secret, they say you're sending it out like a mail order. I love that they said that because that stuck with me. You ask for what you want. Picture it like you just mail ordered something like they say. And then let the universe fulfill the order for you. Don't worry about when it's going to arrive. It's going to get there. You just don't know when. Look for synchronicities. Look for people in your life that are connecting you to another step forward to. Look for what you have working for you. Don't focus on, if you're in a bad situation now, don't focus on that bad situation because you're just going to keep it with you. If you're wanting to lose weight and you're looking at yourself going, oh my God, look in that mirror and visualize the body that you want. All day long, think about the body you want. Every piece of food that you put in your mouth, visualize the body that you want. And be realistic. And I'm sure nobody wants to be twiggy because it's not healthy.
Well, and don't judge yourself on it too, because that's going to be a negative emotion. So you really have to just keep the positive flow constantly as you're trying to manifest everything.
Right. And try to also think about how getting this accomplishment or achieving this goal, how it's going to affect your life, how is it going to be better for you? How is it going to improve your life? What are the things that are now going to happen because this happened or this took place? The bigger house, you could have family for the holidays. Oh, well, I'll take an apartment. No, I'm kidding, I'm joking. But like, really put everything into all of the details and really feel and think about after it happens what it's going to be like, what's going to change.
It just reminds me of Miracle on 34th Street when the little girl goes through, she finds the house at the very end of the movie. It's like, my room, it's just like what I thought it was going to be.
There you go.
She'd run around the house. So that is a great example of exactly, she manifested that to happen.
Listen, this stuff that we're doing is in all the old movies until whoever, whatever power shut everything down, locked us down into making everybody think that we're part of this generation that has to do what everybody else is doing, and we don't have a mind of our own. The minute you get the mind of your own, I'm telling you, you achieve everything that you need for you. It's also about getting a little selfish and focusing on yourself this year. And we're all right, so 2018 is an 11 year. It's about partnerships, but we said last week, the first partnership should be with you. It should be with you. Get your stuff all lined up. Get all your ducks in order first this year. And then whatever you can do for others, you do because you can do it, not because you should do it. Get all those shoulds out of your life this year. Start the year off with, I can do what I can do, and I will do what I feel that I want to do. And
Also,
that's it.
When you're creating your action steps, part of that partnership is who can help you achieve what it is that you're seeking to achieve.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And it's about working together and bringing both of what you have together in order to share that and create. And
when you put it out there too, that's part of it, is that synchronicity happens because
Yes.
I'm looking for it, maybe that person's looking for it, and then you meet up.
well,
and
as long as you're
happens.
on the same frequency with what you want to bring to yourself, you're going to bring it to yourself.
Yep.
The minute that you veer off, that's when everything gets halted and changed. When you're waiting and you're losing your patience and you start doubting, guess what? You're sunk. You got to start all over again. It's all about the last and not but least thing I was getting to is trust. Know without any shadow of a doubt that there is a power greater than us, and it's waiting just to hear what we need. Ask. All you have to do is ask. You walk into a store, they have signs. If you don't see what you want, ask. Today, somebody's going to walk into a store, see a sign that says that, and they're going to go, oh, I'm being reminded. I'm being reminded. Somebody told me today, my Barb from the corner store came in today and she said all day yesterday, all day the day before, every time she watched TV, she kept seeing like messages, like ads that were saying, do what you have to do for you. Do what you have to
Really?
do. Her message this year was do what you have to do for you.
That's awesome.
Well, I love that message. And I really do live that message. Look, I do for my kids, my mom, my family, whatever I need to do, friends. I do, but I implement what I have to get done first, and then I'm free to do what I want to do and what I can do for others.
Yep.
I'm just lucky because doing for others happens right here, so I'm kind of doing it all day long, and that's what I have to do is to do for that. But
It's a nice and peaceful place.
in a
to
different
be doing
dynamic,
that,
yeah. But it's just amazing how you feel when you're in the flow and things are coming to you. I'm telling you, I did a journal last year, and without getting into details, there was nothing in my journal that I wrote that didn't happen. And actually, I surprised myself because I actually went over a little from what I asked for.
Nice.
And
I did too, actually.
to me, that was a truly wonderful thing. Truly
The greatest
wonderful
thing to me, what I've experienced at this point is, and part of that writing it down is being able to look back and see that it actually happened,
Yes.
and like recognizing it and then being grateful. But to see it for both of us has been pretty cool.
Right.
So we've been working diligently on everything, and for us to see it, and this has been extra helpful because we're so conscious of what we're doing every week.
And we want you to be the same
Yeah, for
conscious.
sure.
We
And tell
want
us
you
about
to
it.
achieve things like we're not doing this just we love to spend time together, but we're not doing it for simply that reason. We love spending the time with you, and to be able to say this really happened. We're talking from experience, not from a book we read, not from a movie we watched. We learned from that.
Yeah.
But we actually applied everything, and we did it really consistently.
We did.
And that's what it takes. It becomes a way of life. Not for nothing. You might be sitting there going, I got to change. Guess what? I wouldn't give up the change that this has made in my life. I'm happy. I feel love all the time. No matter what's happening, I can switch to peace. And there's been a lot of that lately that I've needed. Personal things that are going on. I know a lot of people know, like, I live with my mom. Like, there's a lot of things that could really drag us down, but we can't let that happen. And most of all, be thankful every day. Sometimes I'm just driving around in the car. I'm not even thinking about anything. Sometimes. And I'll be like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, just for anything. Just thank you for everything. Just for no reason. I really do, unless I'm listening to some kind of CD or audiobook or something like that has to do with what I love, and I have nothing on in the car because I want to be in that quiet space. I want to be open. I want to be able to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, me too. I do it all the time.
So start on something you really want to achieve. Start implementing all of this stuff. And listen, get in touch with us. Inbox us. If you have questions or you need a little assistance with something, or something's not quite right, we need to help you, please inbox us. We're happy. That's why we're here.
Yes.
And we're really looking forward to assisting you this year with all of these things.
Getting more organized and seeing what you can do.
Yeah, and each week we're going to examine a different law, a different universal law, to help you get in sync and move forward with your journey, and with faith, with trust, with love in your life. And you know what? How do we know? We know because we do it. We just do it. So you just do it. Try it. Be as skeptical as you want. Try it. But if you veer a little and you don't listen and you do the things that we told you not to do, like doubting yourself, you can't blame us for that.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to say thank you for everybody for joining us
Everybody,
today.
yes.
Danielle, I'll stop and have some coffee over at Bean in Conshohocken. Everybody else, Lori, Nikki, and Christine, Sean, and Anne-Marie being our studio
And
audience.
really, let's
we hope
make
you
this-
really loved it. Join us at any time.
make this a year to remember for all the right reasons.
Yep.
And let's get started, and we're here to do this with you. Mwah.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.